It's time for a couple of observations. Does a writing instrument, be it a pencil or a pen, have the strength to control how and what we think? The second observation? We're talking movies and those famous lines that we can't seem to shake off. My name is Arroe. I am a daily writer, a silent wolf. That means I stand on the sidelines and do nothing but watch, listen, study, and then we activate. I call it the daily mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. Yes, it's my morning writing. As a receiver of thoughts and ideas, we as people tend to throw it to the side because we're going to deal with it later. Well, when a subject arrives inside of me, I know it's time to dig in. It's still keeping a daily journal. By doing the research, the pictures become clearer. This is the daily mess. Observation number 47. Being a daily writer of 30 years, I've spoken many times about a writing instrument and how it has the strength to control our mindsets and moods. But how true is that? Technology has changed so much over the past 30 years. The world has gone all out digital. The thought of using a pen or a pencil isn't always someone's first choice. Those still using a pen say the tool in use is a conscious experience. Surprisingly, the color of the pen and the ink inside also plays a huge role on a creative mind. Poet Timothy John says, writing instruments connect his head with his heart. The flow of ink represents the flow of his thoughts. Deb McGann believes a pen is her true connection to what she writes. It allows her to be in control of how she thinks, making it feel more personal. Others say a pen clears the imagination, allowing it to understand things. When you're writing things out, it physically slows down our way of thinking. While on the computer, your mind is moving faster than your fingers can move. So the question is, does a writing instrument have the strength to control your mindsets? The answer is yes. Coming up next, those movie one-liners, those things that we hold on to forever, like, may the force be with you. Why is it we can't shake them off? Hey, thanks for coming back to the Daily Mess. Observation number 48, movies. They have always had a way of controlling the things that you and I share. Like, may the force be with you from Star Wars, which has evolved into what's turning into a national holiday. May the 4th be with you. I recently spent some time with actor Cuba Gooding Jr. The one question I didn't want to bring up in our conversation was the impact of his infamous line, "Show me the money." The term bombshell comes from the 1930s when describing actress Jean Harlow. How about Clint Eastwood's "Go Ahead, Make My Day" from Dirty Harry? Everybody has a bucket list, the things that we want to do before we transition. Well, it wasn't a thing until Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman brought it up in the movie in 2007 called Bucket List. Other famous lines that we tend to use: I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. Come to the dark side. As if from the movie Clueless. I think in our own special way, we'd all like to be remembered for something that we have created or lived by. For instance, like every interview that I do with a famous person or somebody who's up and coming, or even just someone who appears on my podcast, I end every conversation with 2 words. Be brilliant. I'm Arroe, and that's the Daily Mess.